Hey everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, it's theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to the blog. You don't want to miss out on things that I give away or announcements or any of those kind of things. Also, all the social networks, you can follow me. You can also text or call me anytime, 949-415-6256. You can also email me, Dan, at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. You can send in your questions, like today's viewer, right? And I'll keep you anonymous. So today's viewer, this is all about CRAs, as you can probably guess by the title, right? CRAs and what I think about 4 questions that this person wants to know more about how to become a CRA, and more specifically, once you become a CRA, some of the things you have to do in your day-to-day activities. Okay, so mind you, I'm no CRA, I've never been a CRA, but I'm going to answer these questions as best as I can from my own experiences, and that's over 10 years of working with CRAs on a daily basis. So, and actually several of them are my friends, good friends of mine. Several former CRAs are business partners of mine. So I feel that I have some knowledge on this topic, although I've never myself personally been a CRA. So I will actually be interviewing a CRA for my YouTube channel and for the blog, if not today, definitely this week. Okay, it's been something that we've had to reschedule a few times, but it's gonna be happening, and then I'll ask this person, an actual CRA, these questions as well as several others that I have in store for them. So let's get right to these questions. And again, remember, I'm not a CRA, I've never been a CRA, okay? Things you do before a site visit. So from my experiences, you know, on the other end of this relationship being the site, what we usually get is a monitoring letter well in advance of our monitoring visit. So what this monitoring letter entails, it's going to entail action items, okay? And it entails other stuff too, but mostly it entails like action items for things that the monitor found at the previous visit that need to be corrected or answered prior to the next monitoring visit. So these are called action items, and these are very important to be included in the monitoring letter. Alright, so you may, in the monitoring letter, some examples of these things are some queries that need to be answered, perhaps, or an issue with the investigational product, discrepancy. Maybe you can't find a certain medication bottle for one of the patients, or you can't find a blister card, or maybe upon doing drug accountability of the actual investigational product, they're missing 2 pills, and the site needs to find out whether the patient took these pills or lost them or threw them out or what happened. Those are typical action items that are included in these monitoring letters. Now these monitoring letters, they're usually mailed. They're always mailed hard copy, and the site has to file a hard copy in their regulatory binder. More recently, they've been emailed, and even more recently, all right, they've been put into virtual workspaces where they're uploaded in the cloud, and then they're still mailed. You'll still get a hard copy, but this way your site has a copy of all correspondence between the monitor and the site in multiple places. So an email, in a virtual workspace, and actual hard copy that you'll file in your reg binder. So the purpose of these letters is not necessarily to give the site a hard time or anything like that. It's actually to show the FDA that the study's being appropriately monitored, or the study was being appropriately monitored. These are the requests that the CRO, these are the findings that the CRA had, and then now basically it's up to the site to answer those findings or resolve those findings or correct those findings or whatever action they need to take. Okay, so that's my answer to question number 1. Things you do before visiting a site. Make sure that you send the monitoring letter, and then so number 2, questions to ask the PI how he or she is conducting the clinical trials. So this is extremely vague, but the most important thing obviously is to make sure that patient safety is being looked out for and being monitored appropriately, and that's not necessarily your job to look at that, You're more looking to make sure that the site is following the protocol and that they're not making any protocol deviations. And some deviations may affect patient safety, others may not. So obviously the ones that do affect patient safety are more important to the IRB and therefore should probably be more important to you as well. So those are just asking questions kind of along the lines of making sure that the PI understands the protocol and making sure that the visits that have already occurred have been followed correctly according to the protocol. Another big thing is making sure lab items are being reviewed, especially any clinical significant findings or just any lab values that are out of range. The PI needs to determine whether they're clinically significant or not clinically significant. And then if you want to get a good sense of the PI's oversight, you can ask him or her about specific things going on with, let's say, a particular visit, and they may not remember, especially if it was weeks or months ago, and especially if they were really busy, they may not remember, but as long as it's all documented there, you can kind of have a conversation with the PI for the 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes that you have to meet with them about a particular patient and maybe something unique that happened at one of the visits that kind of sticks outside of the box of what you typically see. So those are the things I would focus on when you do have time to talk with your PI. And also bring up how the coordinator's doing to them. Okay, if the coordinator's answering queries on a regular basis or are they not? Are they distributing the IP properly? Are they receiving all the IP, the unused and the returned investigational product back from the study participants? Are there any issues? Are there any discrepancies there? Things like that. So this is a good time to bring up any issues you might be having with your study coordinators to the PI. Things to look out for in a study site. I mean, I just said a lot of them. So safety is important. You want to make sure the PI has some level of oversight for the study, and you want to make sure the coordinators are responding to you in a timely manner. Okay. And number 4, what are the most common mistakes to find in a site? Again, pretty much what I just mentioned. PI oversight's big. Protocol deviations. Okay. Obviously, like I said, there's some that affect patient safety and some that don't. They're both important, but obviously the ones that do affect patient safety are a priority. Then consenting. There's a whole lot of things to do with informed consent process, specifically pertaining to when the informed consent is changed or revised or amended midway through a study. Are they giving all the new subjects the new informed consent to sign, or are they still using the old one, because that's a protocol deviation? And then the existing subjects who are still in the study, have they been given the latest informed consent to look at, sign, and agree to? Because those are things that sites, they don't usually forget them, but when sites are busy, that is a common mistake. Okay, so hopefully this helps. Let me know if it doesn't. Alright, and like I said, I'm going to be interviewing a CRA very soon on this YouTube channel and on the blog, so we can ask these as well as a whole bunch of other questions. Alright, thank you guys for watching. It's Dan from theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Take care.